For more content like this, log on to gibbopresents.com.
It's Gibbo, and right now I'm once again joined by an artist who recently released his debut album, Lily of the Valley. Here to discuss the project and much more, it is Jesse Royal. Jesse, great to speak with you again. How are you?
Blessed love, brother Gibbo. It's been a couple of years, like we were saying, but all is well. Jah love is real, It ain't a wound he can't heal, so we're there, stronger than ever.
It would be wrong if I didn't start by congratulating you, as Lily of the Valley has entered Billboard's Reggae Albums charts in first place. Where were you? What were you doing? And what was your reaction when you heard this news?
I think I did read a book. I read a book, and I got a call from my manager, Luke, that's a boy, Billboard debuted the album at number 1, and it was a very exciting thing for me, but also it kind of put me in a reflective state, because it's been a big year and also a very sad year, And it's a whole heap of things going in this year. So for this to happen is almost like it's really just a ray of hope, in the midst of what did I go on in I and I life and I and I head, So we give thanks for all of these blessings, but my style, always a long way to go, brother, man.
You held a couple of release parties for the album in New York and Kingston. Did you receive any comments about the album at either of these events which were particularly memorable and stuck in your minds?
Well, when we do the launch, or the release party, we did something in New York. We did a little setup where we did do a little listening, with some fans and some other people, and the reaction that we got for Full Moon was interesting to me, cause when you say Rastaman above the head and a skank with a little more tempo, it make me feel good, because as me always are saying on them day, we get confident in our creativity again. We have to really move the music forward. We have to bring some sort of identity to a craft, We can't just there right up on the backs of our forefathers who in reality was being forward. See me I say? So, sometimes it's a little unsure, because I say, people, how much people can really understand what you try to do when you do it. Because sometimes people so quick for judge, and we're all human, But as I say, we reach a stage in our life where really and truly we're confident in our creativity, and we understand and understand that we too were created for a purpose. And like we did say even earlier, everyone born unclothed. So there's nothing where you can't learn or acquire or develop throughout life, Not just your attitude towards life are going to determine your altitude in a life.
Explain to me the significance and the meaning behind the title Lily of the Valley.
Yeah, well, Lily of the Valley now forward from youth stage. Yeah, forgive me for how I wrote somewhere. Lily of the Valley now youth stage is a hymn or resonate with I and I, differently in a Jamaica as a young youth, He's the lily of the valley. He's the brightest morning star. And he's the fairest of 10,000. Everybody ought to know. So them tune they used to make all some goosebump and thing run through and as a little youth. So the older I get and the more your mind matures, the more you can really dive into the concept. And the more me start check the concept, it starts resonate with me on a different level. And long story short, when we reach album time, we did have a short list of names, And Lily of the Valley was definitely my pick, but the more the songs came together in a year and a half or so where we did put in the work. The more the songs came together is the more they pointed to freshness, but overstanding the concept. Say, yo, it still have to have a purpose. You know what I mean? So when we say them thing, there's like reference to them always say Christ forward as the lily of the valley, not as the rose of Sharon, which people I did say him was going to come as this big, great, and mighty king with all this gold upon him, and he was going to save all of these quote unquote righteous people because them feel like them better than no one because we know what is right. And him come and do the exact opposite. Him come as humble as a man as you could see, where if you walk past him you wouldn't even know it says him. You understand? And when time them did in a parliament and wherever they were adorning themselves with oil and all of these scents, the man you're there in the streets I walk and talk, I try change the people mindset. You know what I mean? When you in a time where man used to stone adulterers and this man here come and wash our feet, you're great, man. You know what I mean? When a man slap you on your cheek and you give him the next cheek and say do your worst, you're great, man. So as me I say, we definitely have to acknowledge the representation of Christ in that concept of I and I too, you know. So it's deep, man, but you know what I mean? Like time will tell you everything I need to tell you.
Talk me through the process step by step that you went through putting the album together over that 1.5 year period.
Well, a whole heap of back and forth with I and Riff Raff and thing because we overstand each other, but we are two very creative individuals, and for me that is necessary for the climate. Like we both have to want the best out of this right, you know. And for me with ideas and them thing they come easy, but for have a one like Riff where we can express, like we can sing out things to him, we can, and Riff Raff take it in a completely different places, and Riff Raff can say to me, Jesse, ha ha ha, da 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 da. And it's the maddest thing, you know what I mean? So to be able to experience music, not only make it, is the thing that was the strongest part of the making of this album and the production of this album, you know what I mean? It's like we did really experience the sounds, we experience the words, the melodies. So as me I said, the Knocking Heads, Remus, Cuban, myself, and Riff Raff, as me I say, as well as the musicians and thing, it was really a collective vibe. It was really a collective energy. Like we really, everybody just there do it. Like we just do it, and it's like it felt so natural and organic. Well, even after the album done, I wonder if we really did the album done. You know, like I wonder because there's even so many songs that got left off the project between me and you. You know what I mean? So, and is songs, if you did ask me, me would put out 10 more bonus track. Me feel like everything that we are, you know, we owe to the people. See? So you see, even if Jesse Royal get up and go get a toothbrush out the road, I have to give thanks to every fan. You know what I mean? Like if whatever we do, we have to be grateful to them. So when me, you know, come to this music thing, it's like me want to give them everything. Like who know we, if you ever see I and I perform on a stage, you know, so when me left that stage, yeah man, Jesse just left everything up there. Because I owe that to the people. You know what I mean? And then on a bigger level, I know I owe it to my creator to maximize the potential of this seed that he has sent on earth. So, yeah, Jah do a whole heap of things and Jah go see we through. But we also have a duty, you know what I mean? We have a duty, and for I and I, you know, I have to go and learn how do we fit in this bigger puzzle of life. But not to stray, the album, lovely, like it was a lovely experience, and it really taught I a whole heap about I and I self and how we can really express all of them things where a bubble in a way. And as me I say, come back to the confidence in the creativity for really affect our nation, because we need everybody, not just Jesse Royal, not just Gibbo, not just Chronology, not just Stony Hill, not just, and not we need we are reasoning this morning about us and understanding that it take a whole army to really shake the foundation. Because if it was only one or two slave, all right, you know, man, that's still in a slavery, man. You could a little more brave. But it take a collective force, collective movement. Like it got take a whole heap away for move out for them, even begin to develop the real respect for this majestic genre in our earth. You know what I mean? Because this music what we are making is a reason why they don't want to highlight this. Because once them highlight this, the youth them are gonna really know what life is. And them can't deal with that because you need consumers, you need people for brainwash, you need people for, you know what I mean, blindly follow your every order, you know what I mean? So when we do what we do is to restore the real respect of the deb out here for them thing here was some kings and queens put whole heap of years and blood and sweat and tears in this. So we not really just come here for park up in the house and say, yeah man, we live here. Now man, we come for develop mama and papa house. So we youth them, you know what I mean, can come develop it a little bit more and expand this thing, this beautiful music. Because if you feel like everyone need to hear, any youth, since if they need to hear flippity whippity whip, you need to make sure say as many people can hear we are move straight and stand firm. Certain bridges we're willing to burn. You understand? Yes, so it's not like we want to go in a corner and say, no, this is the greatest thing for hurt, man, because nothing no greater than the truth. See?
Always Be Around, one of the singles included on the album. Tell me how this one came together.
Well, it's a natural inspiration. As you know, I had my first child last year. Beautiful baby girl.
Congratulations to you.
Yali. So it definitely played big on me at that point in time in my life as a man, because it's the first time, you know, you step out of the shoes of being a child. You know, no matter how old he is, until he's a parent, he's still a child. And even when you're a parent, you're still a child. You know what I mean? But the reality was, no, we have somebody where look to we for direction, for guidance, for protection, for love, for care. You know what I mean? And it did really make me have to go in on myself and ask, are you really a loving person? Are you really a caring person? Are you? And as me I say, that, you know, is just a part of the inspiration that this child has brought into my life. So Always Be Around is just a piece, like a little fraction of the inspiration that she bring forward. You know what I mean? And to the situation, as me says, a reminder to her, said, no matter what, one smaddy I go always be around. No matter what. Somebody in earth will never ever let me down, no matter what. You know what I mean? So I just said them, man.
Who designed the artwork for the album, and did you provide them with any guidance?
Yeah, man. They were heavily involved in every piece of this project. You know what I mean? But we have a lovely creative team, and we sat in, had a couple ideas. We went through a couple images, a couple things, play with a couple colors, check what did resonate with we, and then we got to this lion, you know, named Ricardo, you know. Brilliant artist, you know what I mean, to fulfill the vision, and that he did also majestically, you know? Yeah.
The album was released through Easy Star Records. Were you waiting for a label deal like this to be in place before you released an album?
No. I mean, no. What happened is, the older you get is the wiser you get, and the opportunity presented itself for distribution. 'Cause that is what we do with them, you know. Them distribute, and is a brilliant set of youths, and we love how them work, and everybody picks one. We just chose to go with them because of them work ethic and the relationship what we did develop, and just how they work too. You know what I mean? So for me, it is a super plus. But no, man, we make music. We don't really sit down and, you know what I mean? Everything happening at the right time. But yeah, man. So this thing you set, man, you have to make music and you have to love music. Everything else will happen around it will happen. You know? Make the right call, them, make the right decision, and work with the right people, you know. Yeah.
Let me ask you about another track, then, Blowing in the Wind. In it you say, change is blowing in the wind. That line stuck in my head. What type of change are you talking about here?
Change, well, there's personal change going on in each and every individual around the world, which naturally means the earth itself are going to vibrate on a different level. You know what I mean? So when we say change is blowing in the wind, we are referred to a generation of youth where are going to put people over money. You know what I mean? And peace over war, and love over hate, and overstanding over arrogance. You know what I mean? And then that, with that being the foundation of all of the decisions that are made, whatever happen will happen. You know what I mean? I know they have to tell you, say, no, we're going to change that government to that government, or this person should be that, or we need more this or more that. Once we have the conscious society, man, whatever is required will present itself, because then we'll be able to address the real issues. But as me say, when we say change is blowing in the wind, is not really like something where you think you're going to sit tomorrow and say we're going to change the color of this building. No, what I mean is a consciousness, a consciousness, a awakening, a generation of youth who really and truly you don't even know yet, because them are still 2 and 3 year old, them just born with there. But there is things that are being written in them DNA now, where them are going to carry on for years and years. This is just like how I get up and walk straight, because 10,000 years ago we did figure it out. And the reason why we can speak so fluent is because 10,000 years ago them figure it out. And then that writing with DNA now. It is, so from your born you have that in your DNA. So what we are trying to show you, you have some youth, we are born with a DNA, what knows a peace makes sense. You know what I mean? Not like a 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago where the DNA structure was still saying, no, we got to fight for what we believe in, and we got in there wrong and we're right. And who is this and who is that? You got some youth who are telling us all on an idiot, man. Because all you will fight over your religion and you will fight over your religion. Then you know, say if Christ and Muhammad and everybody did there, all of them would have been friends. Because they all demand them on the same mission. So, as me I say, me feel like that is going to be the next change. The evolution in mindset, the evolution in spirituality, the evolution in a consciousness to really understand what we are. Because really and truly, we are vibrate low. You know what I mean? Because we still are more concerned with wars than actual things that affect nations. You know what I mean? So a man still a complain about how poor we is, and him now set up the industry or the facility. We're going to start the supermarket, man, so I don't have to go to the next place. You make sure you buckle the water there then, so me can deal with you. Me no want to deal with no Zephyr Hill. You understand? You come around here, and you make sure so you have the yam them and the banana them ready, so that means so when you know what I mean? So we can start developing for we nation and supporting for we industry them and building up our thing, you know?
So you feel the generation with this new mindset has been born, is being born now. So presumably it's up to our generation to influence, change, and plant the right seeds so that their generation can succeed.
Yeah, and present the place, because them are going to do what them need for doing now, whether we agree or allow them to do it or not. Cause you and I know, say, time will tell you, say, every generation before always thinks that the generation after going astray. So me not go sit here and tell you, say, every decision my daughter make me I go agree with. Because I also come from a prejudiced background, meaning say me did born in a different time, with different mindset. I'm a witness certain war, and when we did the history class, them tell me certain savage things. And oh my God, and the world is, and the world, and the world. And the amount of time them tell me already, say the world like a end. You know? But my daughter now, she gonna come forward and introduce some concept into I mind what we couldn't even begin to think of. So for me, it's not really about telling them what to do. It's just about preparing the place, creating that environment of openness, you know what I mean, and the environment where discussion can thrive, you know what I mean, and we don't get in a them way. That is all we need to worry about, not getting in a them way. Because contrary to belief, man, the young and the children of the future, you know, is not the old dog.
Is music the most important tool when it comes to engaging this generation and influencing them, pointing them in the right direction?
Yeah, man, definitely. Music is the most common thing between every human being in the world. You know what I mean? So if we may not speak the same language, we may not eat the same food, but we listen to music everywhere in the world, you know? So that is really and truly the most common thing about all of we. All of we listen to music, some way, shape, or form. So the age where we are moving, you know, with the information and the short attention span of some of them youth here, it's necessary for we interest them, yes, but also invigorate them and enlighten them. You know what I mean? And as me, to how we feel like the music, you know what I mean, is the best medium, but to me, that is really only a platform. Because at the same time, you have to remember, say, although we make music as edutainment, the tainment part still there on it. You understand? So it's still a get up and dance and feel good thing, but sometimes we have to sit down and talk and reason and get to the real issues and certain things. So music is definitely the gateway, but as some deeper conversations have to be held, man, as some different conference, as some different book need for write, as some different restaurants need for open, as some different officials need to get fired, some president need to get impeached, all sorts of things need to go on. But the music are the gateway, you know what I mean?
How difficult is it to strike that edutainment balance to make sure you're educating and entertaining at the same time? Is it possible on the same track, or do you say this track, this is going to be for the dancers, this is going to be for the entertainment, and this next track, this is going to be to inform the people, to educate?
No, man, true, the vessel is the vessel, you know. So all of them things they flow out of it. It's natural, because we don't really have to sit down and think too hard about let's write this song, because I wouldn't think about writing the next song, because my brain and my heart don't work like that. So everything that we do will definitely have some sort of knowledge, some sort of lesson in there. See, the music are always nice to, because we love music without a doubt. But as me I say, we don't really sit down and try to say, alright, oh, you, but you definitely consciously want the music to be nice. You definitely make music nice and movements of music that play on people's mind and them soul, but consciousness are we, so that I got always in anything we do. You dig? Yeah, man, I know, like say we are dirty and we are try make it clean. We can't think dirty. I mean, yeah, dirty thoughts and all of them things, they are negative thinking and all of them things, they don't really enter our zone, because we keep our structure in our way where we protect our energy, you know? Yeah.
In November and December, you're going to be taking your music to the people out on the West Coast, supporting Collie Buddz on his Good Life tour. What about this opportunity excites you the most?
Well, I and Collie are good friends for a while, and we just say, yo, we want to go up on the road, go do some work for a while, and don't know time and schedules and agents and managers and all of these people, But the time present itself now, and the time did right. And Kali is a youth who I respect same way, a youth who I put in the work and I wave him flag. For down at Bermuda, him a nice can them. You know what I mean? So all of them youth they were I do the work in a for them part. We have to give them props and we have to lend with support whenever we can, because I'm saying it's a whole movement, Remember say none of we not have no space or time for a fight with each other. Why we have fight over? So we have to at least develop something where we can fight over before we start fight. Cause if no one fight over. You know what I mean? So my thing is we not age whenever we can all link up, whenever we can do things together, whenever we can make the people them know how nice this reggae music is, whenever we can show them what we depend and we can introduce our sound, our energy, our consciousness, our music, our vibes to people, we should. Because everybody else out there do it. You know what I mean? Mr. Flippy do that every night. So we need to make sure so we also out there I get it right. You know what I mean? For the people them, because them deserve it too, all when them don't know.
Before we finish, is there anything else you would like to mention or anyone that you'd like to big up?
Our style, man, just keep the love alive, man. Jah love is real, patience is magical. Seeing, and we give thanks, brother Gibbo, man, because as we have said, Newcastle about how long ago?
2014 May, I believe, just posted the photo from the show on Instagram last week.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's a joy for link up, because the race is not for the swift. It's for who can endure. So that is always my message to the youth them, you know what I mean? Take the time to develop yourself and develop your craft and understand that you're racing with no one. Because to the race what Jah put in is you alone in it. So you use first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, all sorts of place. But it's your race. And don't ever get too caught up in the woes of everything else we're going, you know what I mean? Because people have so much things to say like Bob. But we just have to stay conscious and remain dedicated to the craft. Because either you're in or you're out. Dig?
Lily of the Valley, Jesse Royal's debut album, is available right now, courtesy of Easy Star Records. Be sure to check it out. If you haven't already, support good reggae music. Jesse, thanks a lot.
Give her thanks, Gibbo. Jah love is real. Ain't a wound he can't heal. Keep love alive. See? Rastafari.
Gibbo presents